All right, first step, write stuff down. I have a garden I'm trying to make. So I'm going to draw a rough sketch of the garden. So my garden is 12. Let's say garden should be green, not red. Good day. I planted my peas a couple weeks ago and they're starting to pop up. I'm very excited. 12 by 28, to the best of my artistic ability today. 12 feet by 28 feet. And we want to add some topsoil 3 inches thick. So this has a depth to it. So I'm going to make it look like it's a raised bed, something like that. It's my best straight line there. And that right there is 3 inches. This is clearly not to scale. You with me? If that's 12 feet, 3 inches would be much smaller, but I want to be able to see the depth there. Okay, so first problem I have here is in terms of kind of measuring my soil, I have feet mixed with inches, which is generally a problem. We speak things like, hey, I'm 5 feet 8 inches tall, but when you do calculations, mixing feet and inches is a pain in the butt. You got to pick one or the other and go with it. So we'll have to make a decision on that. And then to further complicate things, the store only sells in increments of 1/4 cubic yards. So you can like buy a bag of soil and there's 1/4 of a cubic yard in that soil. So we got lots of fun stuff to deal with. So I guess the first thing I would do is just remind myself there's 12 inches in 1 foot, and there are 3 feet in 1 yard. And I'm going to eventually have to work my feet and inches up to yards to figure this out. So step 1, I think, would be to rewrite 3 inches as feet. And let's see, 12 inches in a foot. So that would be 3/12 feet, which reduces to 1, 3 goes into 12, 4 times 1/4 of a foot. And then I can calculate the volume of my dirt. So the volume of a box is just length times width times height. So a little geometry formula. And now that I have everything in feet, I can just multiply them. But again, if you don't have all the same unit, it doesn't make sense to multiply. But now we do. So we have 12 feet times 28 feet times 1/4 feet. And I'm writing the feet down just to remind myself, feet times feet times feet is going to give me cubic feet or feet cubed. And then I'm going to go ask my calculator what 12 times 28 times 1/4 is. So my and again, your garden dimensions will be a little bit different, but maybe you'll be in mine with me, which is always a good idea. So I get 84 from mine. And that's 84 cubic feet. So now I got to figure out how to turn that into yards, but I have a slight problem. My relationship up here is feet to yards, not cubic feet to yards. How do I turn feet to cubic feet? Well, I just cube them. So to deal with that, I'm just going to take this equation right here, and I'm just going to cube the 3 feet and cube the 1 yard. 3 cubed on a good day, 27. Does that sound about right? Yeah. So 27 cubic feet is equal to 1 cubic yard. And a lot of times when I'm new to something like this, I often just go to Google and say cubic feet to cubic yards, and Google will just whip it out for me. So that's not a bad idea to check on something like this. So next thing I need to do is convert that, because the store only sells in 1/4 of cubic yards. So I need to figure out 84 cubic feet is how many cubic yards. So I'm just going to rewrite that over here. 84, oops, that's an F, not a 4. Feet cubed. I want to get rid of the feet cubed and replace them with yards cubed. And that's a ratio in this case of 1 to 27. So to make my conversion here, I just have to divide by 27 is what this tells me to get an answer in cubic yards. I'm writing all of this down again to just kind of model, if you want to solve problems successfully, write stuff down. All right, so let's see, 84. Come on, calculator. There we go. 84 divided by 27. I get 3.111111. It's a lot of ones around that. I'm just going to call it 3.11, and I'm going to put the wavy equals to remind myself I rounded. Now, if I just get exactly 3.11, I'm slightly under, but 100th of a cubic yard I don't think is a big deal for my garden. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so when I go to the store, am I going to say, give me 3.11 cubic yards? No, because they're going to say, we don't sell 0.11 cubic yards. The bag is a quarter of a cubic yard. So here's how many bags would I want? How many groups of a quarter are in 3? Well, there would be 4, 4, and 4. That'd be 12. I'd need 12 bags to get 3 cubic yards. Is that 3 cubic yards enough for my garden? Not quite. I need that 0.11 cubic yard more. That might be a big deal. So I guess I have to buy 1 more bag. So how many cubic yards do I need then?
So we said 3 cubic yards, so that would be 12.
Well, they don't know how many bags, right? So I would need, so to get exactly 3 cubic yards, that turns out to be 12 bags.
Yeah.
But I want at least 3.11 cubic yards. I don't want less than
So
that.
you would have 13 if you
I'd have to get 1 extra bag, so that means I need another full quarter. So my answer here would be that I need 3 1/4 cubic yards, because they won't sell me just 0.11. They're not just going to give me part of a bag. So that would be my answer here. We got to round that up. Oops, round up to next quarter. Not the nearest quarter. The nearest quarter would be just to drop the 0.11, but then I'm not going to have enough dirt for my garden. So the next quarter up I would want would be the 3.25, 1/4, right? 3 1/4 yards cubed. And that last part I think was the trickiest part. To realize we always got to round up in this case, otherwise we don't have enough dirt.